The Magi Society is the world's largest and fastest growing association of astrologers. With the dawning of the age of computers and the development of highly accurate software, the Magi Society has been able to perform in-depth studies and research. They developed a system that adheres to carefully tested principles and include techniques not used in traditional astrology. The Magi Society coined a term to differentiate this well-researched, reliable, and clear-cut scientific type of astrology from traditional astrology. The Magi Society calls their body of work Magi Astrology. In traditional astrology, the ascendant is essential because the chart uses houses to divide the chart wheel, with the ascendant used as the starting point. The ascendant is calculated from the precise birth time and place. If the birth time is inaccurate or unavailable, the entire chart will be inaccurate because it is predicated upon house systems. Every 4 minutes, a new degree crosses the horizon, so a birth time that is wrong by 16 minutes changes the ascendant by 4 degrees, thus shifting the house cusps accordingly. Traditional astrologers use numerous house systems in this man-made effort to divide the chart into sections. Various house systems are used because no single system provides reliable results. The Magi Society performed extensive research, but could not obtain consistent results or a verifiable level of accuracy when using the house cusps and house systems. Magi Astrology does not rely upon house systems, and the birth time is not required to accurately analyze the potential of any specific chart. Magi Astrology concentrates upon the observable planetary aspects and planetary patterns in the astrological chart, and most importantly, the Magi Society includes declinations in the Magi Astro chart. Traditional astrologers examine planetary aspects, the alignment made by just 2 planets. In Magi Astrology, planetary patterns are considered significant. Planetary patterns, or synchronizations, are alignments made by 3 or more planets. Since the alignments of 2 planets are important, it makes sense that the alignment of 3 or more planets is even more important. In fact, the more planets there are in a planetary pattern, the more powerful the pattern. Planetary patterns include a triangle, a square, a yod, a kite, and other easily recognized shapes. The best-known symmetrical planetary patterns include the Grand Trine, T-square, and Grand Cross, which are of great interest and meaningful. For example, Hitler began the invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939, just before dawn. Here we have a traditional chart set for 4:45 a.m. In traditional astrology, Virgo is found on the ascendant ruled by Mercury. With Mercury located in the 12th house, the typical traditional astrologer may not find this chart particularly significant. Venus ruling the midheaven, if the time is correct, is on the ascendant, giving it extra power. In Magi Astrology, the Grand Trine tells us exactly why the invasion was successful. The planetary pattern is very obvious. Note the planetary pattern of Mars trine both Uranus and Neptune. Mars is symbolic of war and acts of aggression. The Grand Trine is a planetary pattern related to ease and success, which is appropriate in this chart. In Magi Astrology, the symbolisms of the 3 planets involved are added together, indicating this as a good day for a successful invasion, symbolized by the Grand Trine, or an act of war, symbolized by Mars, that created lasting worldwide change, symbolized by Neptune and Uranus. No one can dispute that the invasion of Poland triggered a world war and permanently changed the face of Europe. Squares are planetary aspects of 90 degrees that indicate turbulence, so it makes sense that T-squares, 3 planets each square to one another, are even more turbulent. An earthquake is a perfect example of extreme turbulence. The famous San Francisco earthquake began at 5:12 a.m., April 18, 1906. Traditional astrology may point to Uranus conjunct the midheaven and opposed by Neptune, possibly considering this representative of the upset and losses of that day. However, this aspect occurred once every single day through May 7, 1906, when the opposition became exact, so it is difficult to see which day had the most potential for an event of this magnitude. It was not just one T-square, but two T-squares on the day of the San Francisco earthquake. Obvious when you use Magi Astrology. In the first T-square, a news, which is symbolized by Mercury, traveled all over the world, symbolized by Uranus, when this earthquake struck and disrupted San Francisco's financial security, symbolized by the T-square on Neptune. The second T-square might be said to represent the fact that families, symbolized by Chiron, were torn apart and separated during the event. Chiron square Venus is called a heartbreak clash in Magi Astrology and often indicates separations. Add Juno, an asteroid representing deception, into the turbulent T-square, and you can see a more accurate picture of the financial losses and emotional turmoil of the day. Looting was rampant, and as earthquake damage was excluded from some of their policies, people set fire to their homes to collect insurance, a deception. This concludes Part 1. We'll discuss other planetary patterns, including the Grand Cross and planetary eclipses, in Part 2.
Thank you for giving the Magi Society this opportunity to share some of the differences between traditional astrology and Magi Astrology. Please watch Part 2 for more examples of Magi Astrology at work. If you would like to learn more about Magi Astrology and the Magi Society, please visit our website at magiastrology.com.